I watched the entire 1 hour long video of Path of Exile so that you guys don't have to. There's a lot of changes. I noted down some of the biggest changes to make your life easier, starting with obviously the league itself. It's called Runes of the Elder. The video will talk a little bit so you get an idea about it, and then I'm gonna explain afterwards. It's pretty
Blazing
simple.
his discoveries in a tome and is keen to show you how runesmithing works. By inscribing symbols on these ancient Ezomite remnants.
It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You basically come to these little boxes. I call them strong boxes. Think of them like that. They're just like a little area item, whatever you want to call it. You go to it, you craft a item. The idea for this is you basically choose whatever reward you want. Later on, it'll be better rewards, obviously, and then a monster or monsters spawn even bosses at some point, and basically you fight the bosses for that reward. Now, the other really big thing from this mechanic is you get this currency. On the video play,
though, more waves of monsters will be added.
With pretty cool.
Each wave being empowered by more and more of the runes.
Yup. I think that is so lit, by the way, bro. That.
And this can get.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
Can have powerful effects.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So the idea, the reason I'm showing you this is that so you get whatever item that you chose. Could be a rune, a skill gem, an uncut skill gem, a skill, whatever. You also can get this currency called Verisium. Now the thing that you use Verisium for is actually crafting. Make sure I go to it for you guys correctly. Here you go. Once you get Verisium, you can come to an anvil in the game. Here's the anvil.
Gain mastery over them.
Pretty cool.
If you can bring him more Verisium, he'll be able to use it to smith power into any armor, granting you runic ward. The power harnessed by the cow,
which is pretty cool. And oh my god, runic ward is gonna be really amazing. Pretty simple. Runic ward is gonna be something you can add to like all armor pieces, you know, gloves, helmets, whatever.
Runic ward is a new resource that protects you from death. Should you run out of life, your runic ward will kick in, sustaining your body until your life can return.
Which is pretty cool, you know, just another like life pool, which, you know, in my mind, that is always amazing for players like me, since I die a lot because I'm not that good.
But for more than just a defense. It can also be used to power many other magics.
See, pretty cool, pretty cool.
Instead of using gems created from
and as you can see here, I'm not going to pronounce this because I'm illiterate, but in summary, it is literally just a random ass skill, whatever, doesn't matter how cool it is or whatever, but it does not cost mana, which is what we know as of right now in our current league. It costs runic ward, or ward in this case, or whatever. So basically, these are skills that any class can use. You can craft unique items. I'm gonna let the video explain what that means. It is really cool.
Using this knowledge, he gains the ability to reforge unique weapons.
Yup.
With this technique, many low-level unique weapons can be upgraded to do significantly more damage.
Yep, so you're going to be using the Verisium and or other like mechanics or currency in this new league mechanic, the runes or whatever. That basically, as you can see, the damage went from 26 to 42 to 111 to 174. And as you know, this is just showcasing that we can do it. So there's going to, of course, be a super big ceiling for this.
Is the least of the changes. The entire area around your starting location is now teeming with new quest lines and things to discover. Will you investigate the strange forest to the west?
Pretty cool.
The cracks in the earth.
And I think this looks beautiful, by the way, which is really, really cool.
Or perhaps visit the ruins of a Val city in the north. The Atlas now has fixed points of interest at specific locations, giving you specific objectives that are easy to find. Like before.
Now, that's pretty cool though. Now, there's two main things that the video probably won't like say at this moment, but the very big thing is that most of the early game mechanics are basically completely reworked, and by reworked, I mean they have new bosses, new crafting, new mechanics overall, basically putting them closer to aligning with Abyss, basically, because Abyss is for the most part like a completed mechanic or league or whatever you want to call it. They basically wanted things like Delirium, Breach, Expedition, Ritual, all to be more like, you know, basically just better. They're just better. They're more deepened. They're just better overall. Really, really cool. As well as this whole like specific locations on the Atlas tree. I think that is amazing, by the way, because now it gives new players, once you get to the end game, you can actually go towards, you know, the very bottom or whatever of the map and do Breach. And the way that this works is you can go to the area of like Breach or Abyss or whatever, you do that area and you get the points for that mechanic that you're doing, which is pretty straightforward. It's no like randomness now. Pretty cool. The next big thing is the fortress, which he was actually about to say. I will let the video talk about that just a little bit. It's right around here.
Now, just like the normal areas of the Atlas, you'll need to fight the map boss of each area to complete the map. But unlike a normal map, the ones in the fortress each contain precursor nodes after the boss, and activating these nodes will give you points for the new and improved Atlas passive tree.
Yep, and now if you're looking at this and you're wondering what the hell is going on, yeah, me too. So basically, when you get to the end game, there's this new, I guess, main focal point of the end game or the Atlas tree, which is this fortress. Just think of it as a new area in the Atlas tree where it comes out of the ground. And the way that it works is when you complete a map, as I just said, you get 1 point for the Atlas tree, which is pretty cool. The whole Atlas tree has been completely reworked, by the way, completely reworked. What we know as of right now, the Atlas tree has like what, 40 points or something. Yeah, it's no longer like that. It is now up to, I'm actually gonna get a little point right around here to show you guys. Now I know you probably can't see that, but don't worry, I got you. Do not worry about a thing. See if I can take this picture for you guys. Bring it over right here. I'm gonna zoom in. As you can see, I would hope you can see at least, that is 287 points in the Atlas tree. Yeah, you're hearing that right. It is actually really amazing. The Atlas tree is completely different. It is huge. It is huge. So for those of you that like grinding and upgrading stuff, yeah, you're gonna have a blast with this. It is huge. Best part, you can allocate all of the points. I'll let the video actually show you guys what that
area you complete in the fortress. And unlike before,
it is
that means you can allocate
amazing.
the entire Atlas tree.
The entire tree.
This whole tree can be yours. This change is pretty important since it allows us to be able to create many types of bonuses that we wouldn't have been able to create before.
Which is amazing. Now, of course, the one question that I had when I heard that was, will everybody have the exact same build? Of course, they thought about that as well. Do not worry. I got you guys. Now that the whole Atlas tree can be allocated, which means you can unlock and get every single node. You also
want to make sure that you have choices that define your in-game Atlas build. So many nodes in the Atlas tree, and now,
as you can see, there's gonna be like multiple choices basically, so which is pretty cool. So meaning that me and you, for example, you might want shrine buffs to be applied to you specifically, and I might want shrine buffs to be applied to the boss specifically. So which means that we can still differ from each other. So already there's 280 plus points. Do not worry. In the beginning, you probably will have to do them one by one. However, they also have a fix for that too. You can boss rush right around here.
Once you have explored and found your keys, you can return to fight the pinnacle in the fortress again. But this version of him will be harder.
Of course.
He will have new unique rewards as well. Each time you fight him, you get the ability to activate one section of the fortress. And any maps that you didn't finish there will be automatically completed, giving you all the Atlas points.
Yep. So basically, in summary, you can basically boss rush and get, how many maps that is, maybe like 20 points or something like that or whatever. They added this new thing called Atlas Masters, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna let them actually explain it a little bit.
Mechanics that you can find both inside and outside the fortress. But this is just one of the new storylines. So let's talk about the next one now. Masters of the Atlas.
Yep. Or Masters of the
Atlas. We
Atlas.
talked about how the multi-choice nodes in the tree allow you to still have an in-game Atlas build, but we didn't think that was quite enough. You have an Ascendancy class for your passive tree. Why not an Ascendancy class for your Atlas tree?
That's a good question.
Well, that's where the Masters of the Atlas come in.
Very good question.
Throughout Raycast are many opportunities for those with the skills to find them. Atlas Masters are willing to train you in these skills if you're able to help them in return. One such master is Jado.
Which is, pretty simple. They're basically just going to be like little passive points that you can do. There's 3 of them. I don't remember all the names. Don't really matter right now. 3 different passive points or whatever, or 3 different trees that you can do to do different combinations for each individual map that you go into. And the best part is you can also switch between all 3 of them whenever you want. Completely free. You can just click the top one if you want to do, a Abyss map. You can click the bottom one if you want to do a Ritual map. Does not matter. And also I'm not saying those are specific to those. Pretty cool. Lets you, switch and everything. Adds even more customization. Now, there is one big mechanic I will talk about just for how crazy it actually is. It is the breach mechanic. Reason being is they added this thing called the breach Genesis tree. In summary, it lets you do target crafting, which, any target crafting in this game is just completely amazing to me. It's, I would say, overpowered even. It is really amazing. I'm gonna show a little bit of the video, a little bit of the mechanic for you guys. It's really cool. I'm really excited for this one.
A Marshal of Zesht. These monsters also drop womb gifts. And if you take these to the Genesis
and
tree,
as you can see, and, I'm not going to tell you all about it. You go ahead and watch it if you would like to, but you can basically, you do like, the breach mechanic, fight monsters, get like the whatever stuff from that breach mechanic. And now you go to this tree and you literally feed it the hive blood that you get from the breach mechanic, and it can literally grow into items. Now that alone is not what's overpowered. You'll see what's overpowered as the video goes on. It's crazy.
Items to help you in the war.
It is actually crazy.
Given that 25 years have passed since the beginning of the war, the tree has grown and withered many times. But with each cycle, it learns and expands its abilities.
Yeah, it is going to be crazy.
When you first open the Genesis tree, you will notice these holes into which
do you see how huge that is?
Each womb.
Yeah, let me get out the way for you guys. Hold up, I got you. So you can grow into a belt, an amulet, currency, which would mean that you can probably get divines. Maybe not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. I don't know how many it actually is, but you can get divines. You can grow into rings. Okay, it gets better. It gets better. Trust me, it gets better.
To create a different type of jewelry and must be fertilized with hive blood. So, for example, you can place this amulet gift into the tree, and it will give birth to a random rare amulet.
Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool.
But the Genesis tree is capable of much more. As you continue to feed the tree, its branches will regenerate and allow you more and more control over what kind of items it will birth. So, for example, this branch of the tree.
And then here's where the target crafting comes in, because then you can specifically not get certain things. Like me as a crafting guy, I was crafting gold rings, for example, for the item rarity and just having like physical damage or any elemental damage as well as other cool stats on it. With this, that's out the window. Like I can just target this stuff. Bro, it is amazing. I cannot wait for this. Now, all the mechanics, Breach, Ritual, and Delirium, they all have something kind of similar to this, but hands down, I think the Breach one is probably the best one. Just personally, I think it's amazing. I won't go too much into detail with that. I'll show a little bit more of it.
Types of amulets can be birthed.
Which is, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And as you go deeper, it will even allow you to create new base types that you can't get anywhere.
Yeah, so that's the part where I was like, what? You can literally have items exclusive to the Genesis tree completely. That is just insane to me. I cannot wait for that, by the way. So yeah, I am really excited for this patch overall. Just to go over like a little bit simple things. New league gives you, new currency. There's new resource called Runic Ward, which is pretty cool. It also brings classless skills as well as upgrading unique items, which is pretty cool. Now the Atlas tree has been completely reworked. You now have 200 plus points that you can completely and will be able to at some point allocate to the Atlas tree going through the fortress, which is pretty cool. You also have specific locations for all of the mechanics like Breach and Ritual and Abyss, giving you as a player direction of where to actually go and how to get the pinnacle bosses and how to get the points for your Atlas tree. Pretty cool. Atlas Masters is just another layer of customization for your Atlas tree and how you run each map. Really cool modifiers I saw, by the way. Go ahead and check this out if you would like. Now, for just like a little additional things real quick, there are like new ascendancies for like the monk and the hunter, which is pretty cool, but I don't think those are like, that's not going to affect you if you don't play those, so I'm not going to talk about those that much. Go ahead if you would like that. There's even like a specific armor you can get for actually completing all these quests in the game, which is pretty cool, but we're not going to talk about the whole hour-long video. Definitely go ahead and check those out if you would like. My takeaway from all of this personally is this is just amazing. Like I'm glazing the breach mechanic as of right now. Sure, don't get me wrong, but I just want to say overall, this is an amazing change overall to every mechanic. No matter if you like breach or abyss only or ritual only or whatever, it is amazing. I cannot wait. Now, if you guys have any questions or anything like that for all the other mechanics, let me know. I can make a video for each of them. Would not be like against it at all. With that said, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from this hour-long video. Yeah.